feel it delivers that so far. Cool, so welcome to the C63 AMG, and let's just make sure you're happy and comfortable with the seat position first of all. So as we kind of talked about a little bit already, just the buttons here in the door. So as you already found, you can go forwards or backwards with this bottom button. That same button though will also go up or down if you need to adjust that in any sense.
No, I'm fine.
And then you can also do the recline of the seat with this one here if you ever need to do
that's what I was playing with earlier.
Yeah, sure. And then finally, it looks like it's in a reasonable position already, but if you ever feel like you need to adjust the position of the steering wheel or the column, there's an electric lever on the side of it.
Oh, electric.
So it can go, and it won't go any higher up, it can go down, it can go further away, it can go closer to you as well.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, perfect. And all of that will be exactly the same in the G-Wagon we'll hop into in a second.
Perfect.
Control-wise, the car's automatic, so you won't need to worry about gears or a clutch today. The gear selector is a stalk on the right, the steering column just there. It will go down for drive, up for reverse, then press the button in on the end for park once you're done.
No problem.
2 pedals down there in the usual layout. Use your right foot for both pedals, keep your left foot over on the footrest. I know it sounds a bit obvious while we're sat here in the cars in park. If you practice moving your foot between the two of them, there's quite a big gap between the two of them. The throttle is quite a bit further away than the brake. So of course, as you did there, you just have to make sure that your foot comes up, across and down. Just put straight across.
Can I turn down the aircon a little bit?
Yeah, of course you can. So you can adjust it on your side of things with this one here. So this one will do the temperature, that one will do the fan speed there. So you can have more, you can have less.
Yeah, I think
like
less.
That.
Yeah.
Right.
I noticed most cars go up by increments of 5. And windshield wipers.
Yes, so you can have one wipe with the button just on the side there. And if you ever need to keep it on, just twist it away from you.
Okay. Usually they're like different places.
Yeah, absolutely, it changes. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, on my fiance's got a cash car, and actually on that one it's on the right hand side.
Exactly, I'm so used to it being on the right.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so if you're feeling comfortable and good to go, if you want to press down on the brake, pull the gear lever down into drive. A little bit further with it, that's it. And then from here, if you just slowly move from the brake, and we'll go round to the right here. So we'll go round the back of the cars in the hard standing area there, loop around the top and then through the middle. As we're already doing, we'll keep it at walking pace through this part. Just watch out for any pedestrians and other cars,
of course.
So round to the right here.
These are apparently very powerful beasts.
They are, yeah. So this is one of our most powerful cars in the fleet with 680 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to go down the ramp here, through the middle, up past the building. So then we'll go round to the left here.
Yep.
And then from here we're going to be taking that next turn to the left. Once you're on that road, the speed limit will change to 30 miles an hour. That's just our access road to get us to and from each activity.
Okay. Don't feel like I don't feel the power of this car yet.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And also we're all doing very slow stuff now, but you'll get to feel it very soon, trust me. So we'll go straight on at the roundabout here, and then we'll head down to the south circuit first of all. So that's all the way down at the bottom of the venue. Last turn on the left. All we're going to do down there is a couple of slow laps at kind of 20-30 miles an hour. That'll give you a chance.
This is back up to 30 now, right?
Yes, correct. So yeah, that'll give you a chance just to make sure that you're happy and comfortable with the car and the seating position.
Correct.
But also I'll talk you through the techniques we're going to work on during the rest of the drive. As you might imagine, it's quite different to what we do daily on the road, or at least I hope it is.
Of course.
So it'll give you a great chance to build.
Then again, certain times with Mercedes drivers, they act the same way on the track as they do on the road.
I probably shouldn't respond to that. Yeah, so just give you a chance to build a bit more familiarity, a bit more of an understand the whole thing. And it'll just give you a chance to get yourself a bit more ready for the faster parts of the drive that follow. So it'll be this turn to the left that's coming up. You see where the pillars are just there. The circuit itself runs clockwise, so it'll be left and left again to join it.
Sorry, I'm always used to indicating. I mean,
it's not a bad habit at all. I treat that bit like the road, to be fair, so I'm more than happy with that. So if you head round to the left here. Yeah, perfect. So as you head on to the circuit, the first thing we look for technique-wise on track is your hand position on the wheel. So when you're driving on circuit, try and hold it at what we call quarter to 3 So roughly where your left hand is, but with your thumb resting on the spokes of the wheel. That's it.
Okay.
So then instead of shuffling or feeling the wheel like we do every day, just going to cross our arms and stay keeping our hands in that position. It will feel a bit weird to start off with, but it just gives us a bit more control and accuracy with the wheel.
Really?
Yeah. Other than that, when you're driving on circuit, you want to try and do everything smoothly and everything once. So you want to hit the brakes hard in a straight line. You want your hardest bit of braking to be right towards the start of the braking zone, so you can then bleed off or smoothly so you get to the corner.
Okay.
Try to do all your hard braking in a straight line and only come off the brakes once you're certain you won't need them again. So what you don't want to do is reapply the brakes through the corner, for example, as that can make the car unstable.
Like I was just trying to do.
Yeah, but obviously we're still getting used to things, aren't we?
Yeah.
Then as we come off the brakes, we'll turn into the corner in one smooth, fluid motion from the hand position, like you've been doing really nicely through this lap, to be honest. That hairpin back there that we just struggled a little bit with, that's the tightest corner I'll get you to do that on hand position wise.
Okay.
So if you can do it through there, you can do it anywhere. It will feel more natural on the main circuit because the corners are a bit more open, it flows a bit better there. And then on the exit of the corner, we're just looking for one smooth, gradual application of the throttle as you unwind the steering lock. Like we said, back up at the building, 680 horsepower here. We do have four-wheel drive to help us keep everything under control, but of course there's still only so much that system can do for us, especially on a day like today where of course the grip level is quite unpredictable.
Yeah.
You'll find throughout the drive that the smoother your inputs are, the smoother the response will be from the car. Therefore the easier it becomes to keep everything under control while carrying the speed that you want.
So
How's
this is
that?
the hairpin that you were
Yeah,
telling me
yeah.
about.
How's that all feeling so far?
Good. I didn't reach for the brakes this time.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll come off this time, and so after the chicane, we'll take the slip road off to the left. We'll then do right at the junction itself, so effectively back the way we came. At this point, just turn the wheel the way you would normally on the road.
So to the left.
To the right.
Oh, to the right.
Yeah.
My apologies.
All good on this side. So then from here we're going to be taking the next turn to the left, so you see a gap in the fence and there's
Yeah,
two blue cones.
I've seen it on the video.
Yeah, it is a bigger gap than it looks like as you approach it. We'll go all the way around to the left. I'll let you know which lane once I see where these guys are going.
No problem. I'm guessing a lot of people don't use their indicators here.
Yeah, we encourage it, as you might imagine, but some people don't out of habit, of course. Let's go for lane 1 there, so you see where the number 1 is between the cones. We'll hold it there on the brakes. Okay, just that will do us nicely. So this is where we're going to get a bit more of a feel for the performance and the responsiveness of the car, start to experience what that power actually is.
Okay.
So we'll be accelerating as quickly as we can away from the line. Now I say that of course where it's a wet surface, for you to get the most out of it, you want to be quite smooth on the throttle so you don't get the wheel spin. Then when you get to the blue cones on the left up there, we'll be hitting the brakes and slowing the car down as quickly as we can. Braking wise, we're not looking for like an emergency stop. You still want to be smooth with the brakes.
Okay.
It's quite a bit further than you would be on the road normally. And what you'll find later on the drive on the circuit over there is you really kind of set the tone for the corner with the way you apply the brakes. So effectively
So the blue cones that are in the middle of the red cones.
So the blue cones are on the left up there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, effectively the better you commit to the brake pedal on the circuit, the easier it becomes to commit to the corner itself.
Okay.
Speed. Okay. Are you ready? Let's give it a try. Set. Let's try a bit more brake pressure. A bit more. A little bit more. That's it, like that. So if you go between the two orange cones, then around the blue cones on the left here, keep tight to these cones, that'll put you back on the access road, and then we'll come back into this section. How was that?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I was curious to know though, you wanted me to apply a lot of braking force on the brakes?
Yeah. So effectively, you felt how your hardest bit of braking there was towards the end.
Yes.
Yeah. This time round, try to start with that level of brake pressure.
Okay.
Now obviously it wasn't a safety issue, we still slowed down in plenty of time before that was at risk to go back in here. Sorry, so we'll go back to lane 1. It's more about building that habit up for the circuit, because if we can do that on track, that will then shorten up those braking distances, that's how we'll go faster.
Okay.
But of course that's the exact opposite of what we do on the road, so this is a great opportunity to get used to that. Throttle wise though, that was good and smooth. As long as you smooth it like that, you can still get to full throttle, that's not a problem. Just if you do it smoothly, you'll get more speed from it.
Okay.
When you're ready. So you can feel the difference there in braking performance, you can see how that helps on the circuit.
Yeah.
Alright, so if we go back around, we'll line ourselves up in lane 1 once more. So acceleration wise, feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's got a kick to it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not bad for comfort mode, is it?
This is comfort mode?
That's comfort mode, yeah. So if you go back in there, this time I'm going to pop it into race mode instead, so you can hear a difference there straight away. One of the big things it changed on this car is the hybrid side of things. So beforehand, it was using the electric motor as much as you could, try and keep everything peaceful, quiet,
Oh, really?
and then engaging combustion when it needed more performance, or when you asked more performance. This time around, so the combustion side is permanent, as you can hear there in the background, and the electric motor is there purely for that performance boost. So this is where you get to feel that full 680.
Can you get this race mode on a car when you buy it from?
So this car is as you would buy it from the dealership.
Oh, wow.
The only difference here is we've got dual control.
Okay.
But otherwise, this is the same as any car you'd see.
What's the retail on something like this?
About 100,000.
It's quite expensive, but still good.
Yeah. All right, when you're ready, let's try again.
Whoa, that has kick.
See, you can feel the difference there, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, huge difference, isn't it? Alright, so let's come out of here then. And this time we'll move up to the low friction circle. So it'll be the third turn on the right from here, so all the way back up towards the building. Once we get up there, we'll park up for a moment. I'll talk you through the circle.
Okay, that's the one where we lose control.
Well, hopefully not, but
Well,
it does happen from time to time. Yes, you're right.
And you leave it in sport mode when you do that, right?
Oh yeah, we'll be in race mode for the rest of the drive now.
Okay.
So yeah, the circle up there is a mixture of water and paint. It's designed to be as slippery as possible. It's basically like driving across ice.
Okay.
So it's a great opportunity to see how the
lived
car
in
behaves.
Montreal, Quebec, most of my life. So.
There you go. So it might feel quite familiar to you in that respect then.
Yeah.
So we'll take this turn to the right that's coming up. As you take the turn, you see a little grey pillar on your left hand side.
Yeah.
We'll park up against that for a moment. I'll talk you through the circle before we head off. So yeah, just here on the left, that will do us nicely just there. Perfect. So if I can lean over for a moment, I'm just going to put the car into drift mode here. So drift mode is going to send all of the power to the rear wheels.
Okay.
It's also going to disable the driver aids as well. So the car's going to be a very different beast at this point. The rear wheels will spin up a lot easier. The car will slide a lot easier. So that gives us a better chance to work on a bit of car control and indeed a bit of throttle control before we move on to the circuit in a bit. So when we head on, we'll go in the same direction as the other car. I want to try and keep about half circle between the two cars, albeit they're coming off. And we want to position ourselves in that middle strip so it's quite a bit darker. That's where the paint is. Okay, we'll be up against the inside white line, aim to be about 12 to 15 miles an hour. So if you go around to the left there. So if you go up to second gear with the paddle on the right just there, and then just move over to the painted. So try not to cross over this white line as it's tarmac for the other side. So your positioning is looking good, so is your speed. So then when you're ready, just try a little bit of power, see if you can find a bit of wheel spin.
Whoa!
Yeah, I think we found the wheel spin, didn't we?
Sorry?
I think we found the wheel spin. So that tends to be how most people start, and you kind of need that to get a feel for how slippery the surface is if you go second gear, and indeed how responsive the car is. So now you know what to expect from it. Kind of work your way down a little bit, try and use a bit less throttle, try to use it smoother, and then of course we'll get a bit more control. So when you're ready, let's try again. Just bring the speed back down. So we were smoother that time, we just apply the brakes now if you haven't already, and then we'll go around to the left here. But we were just quite a bit faster, that's all. That was about 20 miles an hour at that point. So at that stage that makes quite a difference, the amount of grip available and therefore the amount of control we can have.
Understood.
So yeah, if you're aiming for about 12 to 15 miles an hour, if you go second gear.
I'm already at like 13.
Yeah, so now just try that little bit of power. Yeah, try again. Just bring the speed back down. So yeah, maybe try and start at 12 miles an hour, and then that just might give you a better chance to have it at more controllable speed. When you're ready, try it now. So why do you think we're spinning?
Because I lost control.
Yeah, I suppose so. But let's think about what we can do to keep control. So look, when the car's sliding, you're coming off the throttle, okay? One bit we're not doing right now is we're not really turning into the slide. Okay? So the more the car tries to spin offside to the right, the more we want to turn to the left to counteract it. Okay? So if you just bring the speed down a little bit. like I say, for about 12 miles an hour again.
Yep.
Then when you're ready, let's try again, bit of power.
Whoa.
So that worked better on the wheel, didn't it? That pulled bar for a bit longer. The reason why we spun that time is because that time we didn't come off the throttle.
Good point.
Okay.
So, that's
So
when
if we turn like we did there,
Yeah.
but come off the throttle like we did before, we'll be okay.
Okay.
So if you go second gear, when you're ready.
Sorry, I came off the throttle
Yeah,
too early.
And again. Yeah, a bit more of a turn, you'll be alright. Yeah, that was better, wasn't it? So then once you get used to that, what you can then do is you can hold the slide by just reapplying that little bit of throttle once the car's back under control.
Okay.
Okay, when you're ready.
Wow. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
Let me get down to.
Yeah, you're all good. When you're ready. Yeah, so that bit at the end where the car starts to straighten up, at that point, if you just reapply that bit of throttle,
Okay.
don't need huge amounts, of course, just enough to keep the wheel spinning. That'll keep the car sliding.
I wasn't sliding on that.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
No, that's right. So can you feel compared to the last few ones we did? That one was maybe more of a stab at the throttle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the car kind of stabbed us back, right?
Yeah.
So the smoother we can make that throttle input, and the more progressive the breakaway is, therefore the easier it becomes to control it.
Okay.
So we go second gear. Yeah, when you're ready. Yep, there we go. Yeah, good. Just bring the speed down a little. And when you're ready. That was nice. Really good. Let's go around once more, shall we? And then we'll head to the circuit. If you just bring the speed down a little bit.
Sure.
Right, you ready?
That was a stab. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. It's alright, but you recognised it. And because you recognised it, you dealt with it faster.
Yeah.
Sometimes this isn't all about getting it right every time, but more the speed at which you recognise you got it wrong. So if you recognise it sooner, you can deal with it as you did there. That was a really nice one in the meantime, though.
Oh, the last one?
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? When you ready? Let's go again. So now if you try reapplying that a little bit. That was unlucky. So yeah, don't worry about throttle at this point, just let the car put itself away, so off the power now. Otherwise you just sit there putting a hole in the paper.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. So if you go around to the right. And then once we're back up against that white line, we've probably got time for one more and then we'll come off.
Cool.
When you're ready. Yeah, go for another one actually. That's it. Perfect. So if you come off the power now, straight back up. Yeah, nice work. So we're back into auto, back into four-wheel drive. Your driver ready to back on, and we'll come off this time. So we'll go between the two blue cones, back up onto the access road. It'll be a slight turn to the left as we do. So back up this way here.
Wow, that was interesting.
So if we go to the left here, then from here it's going to be the next turn to the left. You see where the black car's parked up there. Just be ready to stop at that same place. When we head on to the circuit, we'll start slow, work out where we're going. I'll talk you through the lines and the braking points and so on and so forth. And we can build speed with each lap from there. We will need to stop at the pillars. There's just one car in the second half of the lap. So yeah, just where the thick white line is.
Yep.
Just there. Perfect. So if you look over to the right, see how you've got two cars in the second half of the lap there. At the very least, I'm waiting until that black car comes through before we head on. There is a third car though that I think is about to come into view along the back straight any moment now. There they are.
Okay.
So what we'll probably do is wait until that third car comes through, and then there'll be loads of space behind them.
And hand positioning as you mentioned?
Yeah, so once you're on the circuit, that's when we start to get into that position. We'll need a bit more steering lock than we can get for that hand position as we head onto it. But once we're straight, yeah, get your hands back into that position. And after all of that, it looks like they're coming off. Yeah. Okay, if we head round to the left here. So back into position as soon as you can on the wheel, and then bring the car in tight to the right, keep tight after the blue cone, then bring the car back over to the left, keep tight until the second cone, then use the width of the road on the rails, keep with the white lines. It's back over to the white line on the left, you then want to be firm on the brakes now, and then smooth release. using the width on the way out. So that's why I might need to brake before the corner a bit more.
Got
Using
it.
the width now, and then bring the car back in tight towards the cone on the inside just there.
Got it.
Then it's going to be back up against the white line on the left here. These cones won't start the braking zone for the next corner, so when you get to these, you want to be firm on the brakes now. And then we'll smoothly release the brakes, turn at this cone, aim for one on the inside just there. Then it's back up against the white line on the left here.
I felt like I
Now
was
we need a
losing it on
brush of
that
the
one.
brakes here as we turn in. Keep the car tight to the right all the way through this corner, even on the exit. Now with this next left, you want to stay out wide on the right, aim for the second cone on the left. Then hug this white line on the left all the way down to the last corner, where you won't need to brake, just ease off the throttle, turning it now, smoothly reapply the power, let the car run out to the dotted line on the left, then a bit of brush of brakes and turn well. So as we felt, very slippery circuit today, because for the conditions it is quite unpredictable. So we have felt the ESP the electronic stability program kick in a couple of times there, haven't we? So if we can make our inputs smoother like we did on the circle, we won't get such an aggressive response from the car, okay? Using the width there, and then from here it's just one progressive application of the throttle all the way through the corner, so a little bit more power, a little bit more, keep it coming, away you go. Then it'll be firm on the brakes now, that's nice. Now you can smoothly release the brake and then just relax the way you turn. And then use the width on the way out. You feel the car's way more stable that time, that was good. Brush your brakes now, turning it. So looking long around the corner here, start to get your eyes on that second cone on the left there. We'll then need a little brush of brakes as we turn into this corner, and then keep the car tight at the exit, just like we did last time. Just a lift here, remember, no brakes needed.
Another round?
Yeah, we'll keep going, I'll let you know when we're coming up.
Okay.
So back up against the dotted line here, then it'll be a brush of brakes here, looking up to turn 2 already, you should find the line just like that. Start to carry that bit of throttle through, using the width on the way out. And set yourself up on the left here, firm on the brakes.
Firm?
Yeah. So you want to brake for that corner the way you do on the back straight.
Okay.
Okay. And then back in tight here, smoothly feed on the power as you go, using the width. And then firm on the brakes. So remember, with that brake application, it's smooth but firm. So we don't want like an emergency stop. You might get a bit more of the ABS system at that point. So the pressure's not bad, just relax it. Turning in now. Carry that little bit of throttle through here, just keep that momentum. Looking for that second cone on the left again. That's it, keep it tight on the exit. Then just a lift here. Smoothly back to a bit of power, let the car run out to the dotted line. And a brush of brakes here. Looking up to turn 2. Sit back in tight. Using the width now. That's it, smoothly feeding on the power, straight to the wheel, so more we can accelerate. Then we're looking to be firm on the brakes now. That's it. Can you feel the difference there in terms of the way we're able to commit to the corner?
Yeah.
So if we can add more of that, that will help us find corner speed through that. Then smoothly apply the throttle all the way through. So apply the throttle in a way so you don't need to come straight back off there. Okay, so I've had to step in on the brake there to keep us out the wall.
Yeah.
Why?
Tell me.
So you're still on the corner, and we just went like that on the power. Okay. So the more you use in the wheel,
too hard on the power.
Yeah, way too hard. So the more we're using the wheel, the less grip we've got available for the throttle.
Okay.
When you think about it, you had a similar amount of steering angle to what you had on the circle, but we applied the throttle in a similar way.
Okay.
And we know how the car responded there, albeit that was in drift mode. Okay. So all I need from you is, like I say, the more you're using the wheel, the less grip you've got for the pedals. So just relax what you're doing mid corner, and the smoother you can make that input, the smoother the response will be. Okay. Let the car run out to the dotted line, start to smoothly pick up the throttle. That's it, brush your brakes now, turning in, looking up to turn 2 there, carry the throttle through the corner, then using the width of the road on the way out.
Scared the crap out of me.
And then it'll be firm on the brakes now. But like I say, as long as your inputs are smooth, that won't happen.
Yeah.
Okay? And if anything, if it's smooth, even if you get it slightly wrong, that braker will be way more progressive than the snap you felt there. Okay? So just a little bit more power, a little bit more, away you go. That's fine, isn't it? And then firm on the brakes now. That's it. Smooth release of the brakes. That was really good on the brakes. Turning in now. Start to let the car run out to the white line on the left here. And then a brush of brakes now. Turning in. A little bit of throttle just to keep momentum. You're all good. Look into that second cone on the left again. That's it. And then hug this white line on the left all the way down to that last corner. Just a lift here. Turning in now. back to a bit of throttle, let the car run out to the dotted line. Rush your brakes to turn 1, off the brakes, that's all you need. A little bit of throttle now, let's keep that momentum. That's nice. Back in tight, using the whip now, squeezing on the throttle. Just one smooth input, you'll be okay, set yourself up. Firm on the brakes now, bit firmer. Smooth release. Using the whip from the way out, so all the way out, one smooth input on the throttle again, so a little bit more, start to tighten up, a bit more, keep it coming, using the whip, away you go. That was nice. And then firm on the brakes now.
Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit late on the brake. But we made it work in the end, but you can see how we're slow through the corner as a result.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get back off the brake, could we, at that point? So brush your brakes as you turn in here. One thing you can find, of course, is it's quite hard to keep up with the car, to stay ahead of the car where it's so fast, right?
Yeah.
So if you look further up the road at that point, it becomes easy to do that. Okay? Keep the car in tight on the exit here, usual stuff at this point. You know what we're doing through this corner here. Sit smoothly back to power, let the car run out. And then a brush your brakes to turn 1, looking up to turn 2, start to carry that throttle through. Back in
This
tight
car
now.
is crazy.
It is, isn't it? Using the whip now, squeezing on the throttle smoothly. Think about the way you're going to apply the brakes here, so we want to be firm on the brakes now. Smooth release, that's nice. Use the whip from the way out, all the way out to the white line on the left here. One smooth input on the throttle all the way through the corner, so a little bit more power, a little bit more. Keep it coming, you got this. Keep it coming, away you go. And then firm on the brakes now, that's it. Smooth release of the brake now, turning in, that was nice, using the whip on the way out. And then if you keep the speeds low for these last couple of corners, we'll come off the circuit at the end of this lap. How did you find that?
That was exhilarating.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, it's quite a car, isn't it? So we'll do a left out of the gates here, then it'll be a right at the junction, and we'll take this car back up to the building, and then we'll move on to the G-Wagon.
Wow. Oh, so you'll be with me with the
I
G-Wagon
will
as
indeed,
well.
yes. So it'll be to the right here, we're all good this side. And then from here we'll go straight on up the roundabout. Once you get up to the building itself, we'll take a turn to the right. We'll slow it down to walking pace at that point. We'll find somewhere to park up, and then we'll be all done with this car. And like I said, we'll move on to the G.
Wow. I'd probably kill myself if I owned this car.
So, in part for that reason, we do owners programs of these. So if you buy one of these from a dealership, you get a complimentary session here with one of us to learn about the car.
Okay.
So we'll go to the right here. There is one car coming from that direction.
Yeah.
So once we've taken the turn, we'll just hold back here so they can go to their left. And then from here, just try and keep it walking pace. The trouble is that feels so slow compared to what we just done on the circuit.
Yeah.
So it can be one of the tougher parts of the drive in that respect.
Very true.
If you aim for 5 miles an hour for me, just keep an eye out for any pedestrians walking across here. Because of course we don't see them until quite late.
Especially coming from the left.
Yeah, exactly. And then what we'll do here is, you see that checker flag running through in the middle of the bay just behind the Silver Estate? We'll park up there, please.
How often do you guys do the mechanical inspections on the cars after, like, these kind of...
A little bit further forward, actually. And if you hold it there, press the park button, it'll go on the end, and then we'll press the stop button. To answer your question there, so we have a service department on site.
Keep the flashers on?
No, we can turn those off now, that's fine. Yeah, we have a service department on site who keep an eye on them, so our logistics team keep an eye on the consumables. That tends to be
brake
the
pads,
big part.
oils,
Tyres,
lubrications, tires.
yeah, exactly that. All that kind of stuff we have to monitor really quite carefully, because of course we do go through them a lot quicker than you would do on the road.
Yeah, of course.
The cars are then serviced by our service department here as well, so they'll keep an eye on that, same way you would your road car as well. We also have a good little system here to update them if we feel any niggles or problems or anything like that, so they can get onto that nice and quickly.
So your testing grounds would be here as well?
We don't do any development work here.
Okay.
The cars arrive to us as the consumer-ready products. The cars are developed by the guys over in the Lauterbach in Germany or Grazzi in Austria for the G-Wagons. So yeah, we don't do any vehicle development here. The closest we get to on that is more on the tyres. So this car runs on the Continental Sport Contact 7, which is their kind of latest performance-focused tyre. And
Okay.
actually there are bits of that came from our feedback from previous tyres.
Oh, really?
Which is cool. Yeah, we've got a great relationship with Continental. Ultimately, especially at this time of year with those kind of conditions, the car can only be as good as the tyres you put on it.
Exactly.
So they're such a key part of what we do here.
I mean, I've never had Continental tires on my Qashqai. I mean, I know this sounds stupid, but my car I actually use Pilot Sport 4s.
Yeah, sure. Which is still a perfectly good tyre, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We have used Michelin's in the past when we needed to. With our old GTR Pro back in the day, we couldn't get the Contis in that size.
Yeah.
What we always found with the Michelin's, what we do on track, is it's a fantastic tyre once it's up to temperature.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you were here in the middle of June or July, yeah, fantastic, it was going to be great.
Winter.
But if you had to do a passenger ride in the GT on Christmas Eve, it was a bit of a handful. You were earning your money that day.
Yeah, I get
Whereas
it.
what we find with the Continentals is it's just a much more, it's a wider performance window, if you like.
Okay.
As you felt there, you know, the car didn't really feel any different at the end of the drive than it did at the start.
Yeah.
In terms of it wasn't wholly reliant on the temperature to operate properly. So we find the Contis are really quite user friendly.
What does it say not ready to drive?
So where it's hybrid, when you fire it up, if I show you here,
Okay.
it starts on the electric motor. So that's where it comes up with ready. Because of course with an electric motor, you can't really tell whether or not it's on or off unless something like that comes up.
Understood. Stupid question.
No, not at all. Not at all.